We don't have those numbers yet.
So whatever we seen on the internet, 927.
It's not real. The first report comes out in 10 days after.
Okay. So thanks for clearing that up.
Yep.
And then Haney said that he made more than 35 and Ryan said he made 50. How accurate is that? Is that too early?
No, it's too early to tell.
Time to admit it. See, I'm so addicted. You see, he's taking my heart and heart, y'all. Huh? He said, heart, y'all. All right, listen. Listen, I'm happy I'm back. I'm happy I'm back from vacation. Listen, you guys, this community, thank you guys so much for being, just so patient and supporting my vacation. A lot of you guys, when I did that video on Gervonta Tank Davis and Mayweather, their quote-unquote beef, I call it the Ryan Garcia effect. You guys in the comments were like, yo, Biz, go on vacation because we need you bright-eyed and bushy-tailed for the Taco Tuesday. And that's the black, those yogurts, a little bit of cream. So thank you guys so much. Okay, let's talk about my expectations for the pay-per-views. Ryan Garcia versus Devin, the American Dream, Haney. A lot of you guys are clamoring, jump into Google and there's other people speculating things. It's all over X and all those things. And the truth of the matter is, like Ellie Setback reported, that we're not going to know until tomorrow, really, 10 days after. So tomorrow for the Taco Tuesday or Wednesday at the latest, we're going to know the pay-per-view numbers. And I'm hoping it gets released tomorrow so we can have a great Taco Tuesday and talk about these things. But my expectations, I'm expecting Ryan Garcia versus Devin, the American Dream, Haney, to slightly go over 1 million pay-per-view buys, and here's why. This community has been doing the live stream commentary for fights for about 5 years now, okay? And it's been extremely successful. Thank you guys so much for supporting. And I mean, it's really one of those things that the boxing community looks forward to. And what I've noticed when looking at my live stream commentary views, that is in direct relations with what is really going on as far as pay-per-view buys and how many people are actually viewing the fights. So, in doing so and looking back at my Gervonta Tank Davis versus Ryan Garcia views, we made history with that one. I mean, that was by far the largest view count we've had in our live stream commentary. And it's in direct correlation with the fact that pay-per-view was record setting, okay? It was history in the making. It was by far the largest pay-per-view that year. I think it was up from 1.2 million to 1.4 million. All right, now with that said, Ryan Garcia versus Devin Haney is my second largest viewed live stream commentary. We had over 700,000 right now. So I am expecting for the pay-per-views to be somewhere in the 1 million pay-per-view buys ballpark, okay? Now, listen, there are some things that can skew the data here. One, Gervonta Tank Davis versus Ryan Garcia, that was on 2 platforms, being that of Showtime and DAZN. Whereas Ryan Garcia versus Devin, the American Dream, Haney was on DAZN. Why is that important? Most of the pay-per-view buys, by far, was from Showtime for the Gervonta Tank Davis and Ryan Garcia fight, meaning Showtime is just that much, more popular than DAZN, or it was. Now Showtime is out of boxing. Now, still, DAZN didn't just shoot up in popularity. So there's a chance that people didn't even know where to find the damn fight and went to the live stream commentary instead for this community. And I'm happy I was able to help you guys with that. But what I did see in the comments was this one thing that can help skew the data. And that's people were saying, damn, my illegal stream kept going out, meaning that it seems to be harder to stream the zone fights illegally. So to all you pirates out there, you may be exposing yourself a bit, and if you don't want to snitch on yourself, fine, all right? But in the comments, let me know if you did try to illegally stream it and it was just more difficult. All right, with that said, that means that more people will have to actually buy it. Also, Ryan Garcia versus Devin, the American Dream, Haney, has gone viral. All right. I mean, this is what the boxing world's been talking about. Really, the sports world's been talking about. So either way, if this fight didn't do crazy numbers pay-per-view wise, it did help boxing, and help people say, well, I don't want to miss the next big event All right, so, and it helped Ryan Garcia. Hey, I want to see what Ryan Garcia does next. So sometimes you got to take a step backwards, bite the bullet to jump forward. But as far as my expectations, I think Ryan Garcia versus Devin the American Dream Haney, if the live stream commentary holds true, that it should do somewhere around 1 million. If you want to know the time in which I covered both were the same. All right, it was around 13 hours. I covered both. So the time had nothing to do with Gervonta Tank Davis, the comparison between Gervonta Tank Davis versus Ryan Garcia versus Devin the American Dream Haney. Now, I want to say this. With that, there's a lot of Gervonta Tank Davis fanboys who don't want the Ryan Garcia versus Devin Haney pay-per-view buys to be even comparable to Tank. Now, the Ryan Garcia fanboys really want this to do extremely well, along with the Devin the American Dream Haney fanboys, and here's why. The Ryan Garcia fanboy is going to say this proves that Ryan Garcia is the reason for Gervonta Tank Davis. The Devin the American Dream Haney fanboys are going to say, see, Gervonta, with you saying that fighting Devin Haney doesn't bring big numbers, you are wrong, all right? But I want to submit a different logic, a different idea, and I've been saying this repeatedly in this community, all right? So, and listen, I think this is true, and I hope it's true. And it's the reason why we have the fighters list. I don't necessarily believe that there's an A side. I believe that the fight is the A side. Case in point, Ryan Garcia versus Devin Haney doing great numbers doesn't mean that Ryan Garcia is the reason why Ryan Garcia versus Gervonta Tank Davis did great numbers. If that was the case, Ryan Garcia versus Duarte would have been pay-per-view, and it would have done great numbers. That fight wasn't even pay-per-view. Gervonta Tank Davis versus Ryan Garcia did great numbers, but Gervonta Tank Davis versus Hector Garcia did what he usually do, somewhere around 250,000 pay-per-view to 300,000 pay-per-view buys, all right? Once again, it's not Tank, it's not Ryan alone, it's the fight. The fight is the A side, which brings me to the fighters list, all right? The ShowBizz, the adult fighter list, represents that. And a lot of people jump in the comments saying, where's Gervonta Tank Davis? Where's Terrence Bud Crawford? I think people are having a hard idea knowing that this is not a pound for pound list. All right. So this is totally not a pound for pound list. It is the fighters list, meaning you got to take all your concept, everything you think of when it comes to ranking fighters due to the pound for pound. You have to drop that for the fighters list. The fighters list does not include belts, okay, those type of accomplishments. It has nothing to do with pay-per-view buys, all right, and it has nothing to do with being undefeated as well, and it doesn't include skills. What it is about is fighting often. It's how often you're fighting, plus who you're fighting, plus your performance. I didn't say win or losses. I said performance. You can perform well. You can perform very well against a high-level opponent, and you have you've been very active, and you can lose and still be on the fighters list because it's for the fighter. The reason why I really love this list, and this is the list that me along with this community, we all came up with, what was that, last year or sometime, a little bit over a year ago, is because I think that the fighters who give the fans what they want should be acknowledged in a list. Meaning, I don't think fight fans should be concerned more so about a fighter's personal life or their Twitter more than what they do in the ring. And this is for boxing fans who aren't casuals, who love fighters because they fight, love seeing the fight. This list reflects that. It acknowledges fighters who are giving us what we want. More fights against good opposition and performing well. And this is why fighters like Tim Tszyu, who we call him Tszyu, is at the top of the list. Coming off fighting Fundora, all right? Fighting Tony Harrison, but coming off of a loss against Fundora, being suspended until, what's that, May, but already agreeing to a fight with the undefeated 21-0 with 21 knockouts, Virgil Ortiz. That is incredible. That's the type of fighter we're talking about. That's what this list represents, okay? Devin Haney dropping down to 10, but not out of the list because he did fight Lomachenko. He did fight Regis Prograis for the WBC title with the type of performance that's an all-time standout performance. And then fights Ryan Garcia. But the reason why he drops all the way down is because his performance was so shitty, right? But still, he didn't drop out the list because he still fought Ryan. He still had the fight with Regis Prograis. So that's why guys like Gervonta Tank Davis is now on the list. If you kind of compare him to the other fighters, you see that, let's just say Ryan Garcia, Devin Haney, Tank Davis, since he fought Ryan Garcia has fought Duarte and Devin Haney. And Tank Davis still hasn't fought. He'll be fighting in a few months or in a couple months. Same thing with Terrence Bud Crawford. Terrence Bud Crawford ain't fought in forever, right? He has a fight coming up in August against Madrimov. You have Errol Spence, still doesn't have a fight coming up. So those guys would not be highlighted, all right? But people like Zhang, and I know there's people talking about Better BF and talking about Bivol, talking about Usyk, all right? Now, Usyk, I don't think he had a great performance against Dubois. I actually think Dubois deserved the knockout. So there are certain things. Better BF, look who he fought last, I think, and Bivol, same thing with Abraham. But I think fighting each other come June 1st, the list may just be updated. All right, we'll just see how they perform. So that's why we have the fighters list. Oh, I want to talk about this real quick. I'm not sure if you guys heard. Deontay, the Bronze Bomber Wilder versus Zhang. If Deontay beats Zhang, Anthony, AJ, Joshua, and Wilder are looking to fight each other. Wilder versus AJ, Turkey Al-Sheikh, my man, the face of boxing, who I consider the real face of boxing. He has announced that that's what he's working on. I'm not sure if the winner fights AJ, but I know for sure if Deontay Wilder beats Zhang, he takes on Anthony AJ Joshua. With that said, I would like to leave you guys with the commercial of the upcoming fight for undisputed heavyweight crown, Tyson Gypsy King Fury versus Alexander Usyk. Hey, let me know what y'all feel in the comments below. And tomorrow, the Taco Tuesday, we're back. I got my batteries charged. We're lit. ShowBizz the dope. I'm out. Huh.
A tale as old as time. A legendary champion in search of another champion has found his match. A duel that transcends bullets and dust. Both men undefeated. Both men larger than life itself. Facing each other under the watchful eye of history. Beyond blood, sweat, and fire, and the mercy of the rough seas. Moved by the ravaging rival. Oh, sweet rival. And their fists will speak a language older than words. They will speak loudly. And there is just one way to be remembered for all of eternity. Let's get ready to rumble! At Riyadh Season! It is time to fight!